Hello everybody, it's Belinda here from Visualized NZ and a very warm welcome along to you today to watch this video. So today I'm going to do a little mixed media type project, and I'm going to start off with some collaging because that's the beginning of my project. So I've got just a page out of a book here. It's not quite A4 size but similar size, and I've got my little pottle of small scraps here, and I'm on a mission to use up these scraps. Like it's just been growing and growing and growing, and it's like enough's enough. There's no more room to put anything in it. I need to get rid of these so I can add fresh ones into it. So my mission is to get as many of these scraps used up as I can. So welcome along for the journey. I hope you enjoy this video of me first up collaging, but I will get on to other things, more mixed media things as we go along. But just starting off with this. Yeah, so how is everyone today? Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. I've had a pretty chill day today actually. I've done one video which was for my Patreon, and then I've kind of just muddled around the rest of the day. I did some washing and did a bit of tidying and, you know, that sort of boring adulting type stuff. Rang my mum, which was lovely. I hadn't talked to her for a while, so rang her and had a good old chat, caught up. It's really lovely. We found out today, Mum and I found out that my niece, and so her granddaughter, is coming home to visit. She's living in Australia, has been since she was around 13. No, she must have been younger than that. Yeah, maybe 11 or 12. Her mum moved to Australia and took her with her, and so she used to come back fairly frequently for the first wee while. But since she's an adult now, her visits back are very few and far between because, you know, work, and she does theatre productions, sings and all that. So, you know, between that and just living her life as an adult, getting on with her friends and doing stuff, we don't see her very often. So it's been probably at least 3 years since I've seen her, and we just found out today that she's coming home to visit in February. So super looking forward to that. Just, yeah, love her to pieces. She was a flower girl at my wedding. When my hubby and I got married, she was only 6 at the time, and she was the most adorable little flower girl. She was just beautiful, and I miss her so very dearly. So that'll be nice. I just hope that she's prepared for like a bazillion hugs, because that's what she's going to be getting. Because, you know, not only for all the years that we've missed seeing her, but to take her through into however many more years it will be before we see her again. It's very hard when families get, you know, effectively split up, moved apart. You know, and it happens a lot these days in so many families. Children move overseas, and then add COVID to the mix, and people weren't travelling at all for such a long time. So yeah, all that to say, just really super excited that she's coming home and we'll get to see her. Can't wait. So that's the news of the day, really. That's about as exciting as today has been. I'm actually really tired. I've had quite a number of bad sleeps, and either through pain or just things going through my brain. And sometimes just no identifiable reason. I'm just not asleep, which is super annoying. So I'm feeling the effects of that, feeling a bit tired. Yesterday I was feeling tired and emotional. Today I'm tired and just like blasé, I guess, is the word for it. Relaxed, sort of like, oh yeah, it's just life, let's just keep doing, you know, sort of not in that negative space that I was yesterday, but not entirely in a positive one, just sort of, you know, let's get on with things, but without the energy to actually get too much done. So it's taken me well, I guess 4 hours to come up with something to do in this video. And normally I'd have like all the ideas would just be there and I'd just like choose one and do it. And today I was just like, I can't think of anything because my brain is just gone on holiday. It's just gone bye-bye, and just through tiredness, it's just temporary. So that's where I am at the moment. And also, we do have another bit of exciting news or fun news. I may have already said it in a video. Probably have. I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't. Is my hubby and I are going away on holiday in February. And we haven't been on holiday since 2020, I think. Since about 2020. Maybe even 2019. I can't actually remember. It's been a long time. And when I mean holiday, I mean actually going away from home for longer than a day or longer than one night. So just really looking forward to that. So I am filming ahead because I want to have content available while we're away so that you still have something to watch. And I guess that's part of my problem too, of trying to decide what to film. It's like, what can I film ahead that will make sense to everybody and won't sort of be out of context or something? I don't know. Anyway, that's me, but enough about me. How are you guys? I'd love to know. Love to know what you're up to, what's on your plans for, at least for the first little bit of 2023. Have you had holidays? Are you planning holidays? What's up with you guys? Do let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what's going on in you guys' life. Check in with me, see what's up. Let me know any exciting or other things that might be going on for you. It's a two-way street. In my mind, this is a two-way street. It's not all about me just talking about me and doing my thing. It's like, I want to know what's going on in your life. Happy, sad, excited, bored. Hopefully you're not bored watching my videos, but you know, that can happen. Totally can happen. Right. But anyway, love to hear from you. Right. So I'm just randomly working around my page here. I'm not worried about colours, what colours might go where. I'm not too particular about straight edges versus torn edges. As I go further through, you'll notice I'll tear a bit more than I do at the beginning. It just seems inevitable that that's what I do, and that's okay. I just go with the flow. Yep, so just laying down scraps. I just want to use them up, and if I think too much about, oh, does that match, does this go here, does that go there, then I'll just end up with a bin of scraps that's hardly touched. And like, I just want to get rid of them. Get rid of them, but use them. Like, not throw them away. I want to actually use them. And so I want to do a bit of mixed media on this. Throw a few different things at it. Yeah, and then turn it into some cool ephemera. So probably tags and journal cards, I'm imagining. I probably haven't got my bottle in the frame actually, so let's just move the TV remote. Don't know why that's on my desk. My phone, I don't need that on my desk. Let's move what I don't need away. Would be a good thing, wouldn't it? Less clutter, more working space. Normally I would have got that all taken care of first, but obviously I was just, once I had the idea, it's like off we go, let's get into it, and hadn't actually completely prepared myself. Never mind. I'm sure you'll forgive me. Well, I hope you'll forgive me. Right. So on we go, just building up this collage and going through a ton of glue stick and a ton of glue pages. And I am throwing away the glue pages at the moment because I have ample supply already to make into things. So don't really need to be keeping them all. Oh, there's a dog barking a couple of doors down. The family must be away. It tends to bark a lot when they're away. Right, I didn't actually work out where I wanted to put this, so it's going here. Right, so maybe if I bring this over here, you might see it. Can you see the puddle as I pick from it? Hopefully that's, well, that's a tiny wee scrap. Let's get that down. And I do have some quite tiny scraps in this puddle. Let's pop it over, actually, see a gap at the top there. It takes care of that wee gap. And you can see a bit of the text through it. It's all good. It's not a very large area for someone to focus in on, and if they do, well, let them. I can think of more interesting things to pay attention to be honest. I am trying to make sure that there's not sort of too many lines where the pieces line up. It will happen, but I'm trying to avoid it. Okay, just get rid of some of this white edge. A little bit of dictionary. So all sorts of scraps in here. It's just my pottle that I put the little scraps in. Oh, this is a bit about New Zealand. What does it say? Kauri. It's about kauri. It's a native tree here in New Zealand. And this is a bit of dictionary as well, but a different one. Let's pop that bit over there. That was also in the K's. So that was K, and this one over here is K, but they're different dictionaries. Right, this scrapbook paper's got quite a bit of white on it, so I'm just tearing off the majority of the white. So I don't want a whole heap of white spaces. Fits that way better. Another bit of text, and this one is not K, it's a T in the T section. So going every which way. There's no direction to this paper, there's no right or wrong way, no up or down. This is a bit of cartridge paper that I picked up some paint on after doing a paint pour. So it's quite thick, and it's got a really nice texture to it and pretty. It's very pretty, and I think actually I might glue stick it and then add some tacky glue just to make sure it stays down since it's a bit thicker. So good layer of glue stick. Probably be okay with the glue stick, but just for insurance I'm going to add just a little bit of tacky glue around the edges, and then I'll dare it to come up. It's like, you're not going anywhere, bit of paper. Right, where do I want it? Possibly should have thought about that before I glued it up, but never mind. You're now going there. Right, there's a bit of envelope. Two of the edges have been torn with a ruler, so they're okay, but this one's been cut, so I'll just tear off that cut bit. Actually there's a good place for it. Gosh, I'm feeling hungry. It's a bit early to be feeling hungry. Normally get hungry about 4:30, but it's only 10 to 3. So maybe I haven't drunk enough. I might have to pause in a minute and have a wee drink. My bottle's just down beside me. And see, now I've gone to tearing those edges off a bit, because I've done all the edges now, so I've got to the point where I'm preferring the torn edge for the middle areas. Got quite a bit of that green actually. I've still got a bit of that green, but let's see what else we've got. A bit of scrapbook paper here. It's a really interesting shape. I think that's left over from die cutting a banner. So get rid of the straight edges. And it's got a nice green pattern on the other side, but I think I like this pattern with the pink and some botanical over top. Not that you see much of the botanical in this little snippet. And even less now that I'm tearing off all the straight bits. Yeah, I'm starting to be picky. Don't want to be picky, but you know, I don't want to waste things either. Otherwise, what's the point of keeping them in the first place if I'm just going to end up wasting? Oops, it was this way, wasn't it? I'm just using my card just to make sure it sticks down nicely. I do think I'm making headway slowly on this pottle, and I did do one of these last night, the collage, which is on the desk in front of me, so we'll work on that one with mixed media first because the glue is well and truly dry. So last night I did one collage and it was like I can barely see where I've been in my pottle. So today it was like, right, let's do another one, see if we can make better headway in my scraps pottle. And it's just a I think it was salmon dip pottle, salmon mixed with cream cheese that my friend gave me, and I just kept the pottle and thought I'll leave that on my desk to catch all my scraps and bits and pieces. So I glued that down a different way to what I'd planned, and it's all good. Ooh, do I want the illustration of a sea with boats and a skyline in the background, or do I want map? Let's go $1 each way, because I really like this blue. I think that's nice and it's quite interesting to look at. So we'll use that side for part of it, and then we'll use the map for the other side. I think this is a Canada map, I think, from memory. Might not be. I've got lots of different maps. Oh, it mentions Canada here, so my first instinct that it was Canadian must be the case. Let's put that bit there. Right, my fingers get sticky. I'm just going to pause for a second and have a drink. That feels better. Straight away, that feels better. Okay. I don't know why I'm digging through the pottle and not just taking the top ones. I should be just taking from the top and just dealing with them, but I'm not. That's my prerogative, isn't it? So, trying to think if I've got anything else to relay on to you. I don't think so. No, coming up blank. Can go there. It's very satisfying when you pick out a small scrap and can just lay it down and like it's taken care of. It's out of my container. It's done. It's got a use. And I've got more room in my container. Right, now this has had lots of bits cut out of it, so I need to tear off all those harsh bits that are being cut, and looks like some of them have been die cut maybe. Don't know, it doesn't matter. Either way, they're straight. That's much more interesting. All jaggedy. Oh no, I'd missed a bit. That bit as well. Does that fit there? Yep, I'm going to make it work. I think it's time for a new glue page actually. Getting a bit sticky. Right, so let's tear this off. My fingers are going to end up black. So I've already started. I'm just playing, guys. Don't mind me fiddling around, trying to decide. I think that's part of the fun of collaging, is just relaxing into it and just taking your time. It's like this way, that way. Do I want this here? Does this work with this? Is that what I want? This is another bit of the same paper as this that I picked up the paint with. Just a different section of it, so it's got different colours in it. It's got more of the green and blue. Yep, like that bit over there. Oops, just gouged out the glue stick on it. And again, I'm just going to throw a little bit of tacky glue in as well, just to make sure. Go. Love the colours. Colours are so pretty. Right, this is a border off of a magazine page. So I'm just going to tear off where the border goes into the picture, and the ends that are straight. And then I'm not going to tear the straight edge because then there'll be nothing left of the paper, but I'll position it so that that edge will be the one that gets collaged over top of, and therefore it won't be a straight edge anymore. There'll be a little bit of it showing, I think, and that's okay. You know, a little bit's absolutely fine, but most of it will have something overlapping it. So there'll be a little bit that remains showing here, but this major part is going to be overlapped. Oh, here's a bit of wrapping paper. I think I've had this wrapping paper hanging around since my pre-wedding party to my first husband, which was back, the pre-wedding party was held in we got married in 1993, so I think it would have been earlier that year. So 1993, I think I've had this paper for. Don't you think it's about time I used it up? I do. No, I'm not a hoarder, she says, crossing her fingers behind her back. Does that still work as a thing? Like telling a fib and crossing your fingers behind your back means it's okay? Like, oh, that takes me back to my childhood years where it was a thing. I don't know if it's still a thing. This is a little bit of magazine paper. It's just a very pale grey with white dots, but I like it. It's pretty, it's soft and subtle. So I'm going to use this bit, and it's got a little edge there where it's been torn. Obviously it was a perforated page for something in a magazine. Can't remember what. Actually, I do want to tear, even though it's not perfectly like scissor cut, I still want to just rough it up a bit. You know, there's a little bit showing in the background there. I'll just find something else to put over that. That's fine. Let's just put this down and I'll fill the gap. Just a tiny little gap. Ooh, super sticky. Just looking for something small now that will fit that wee gap. How about this little bit by the time I tear off the straight edges? Pop that in there. Beautiful. Right, we're getting there. Not too much more to fill. There's another bit of a jelly print. I really liked this one. Had greens in the background and then a sort of a beigey tanny colour pattern over top, and it was actually really nice. I've did this quite a while ago as well. Old jelly print. I find them difficult to use because I love them. I love just looking at them and how they turn out, jelly prints. So I tend to keep them for a while before I can bring myself to use them because they're so pretty. But, you know, I make them to use them, so just use them already. Just use them up. And then you can do some more. And I do want to do jelly printing soon because I've got some new tools that I want to try out. So I need to use up the ones I've got. So give me a good reason to do some more jelly printing. Right, another bit of a magazine page. I'm just being very rough in my tearing. I'm not worrying about sort of too much wastage. It's like, no, if I tear a little bit much off, but not enough to collage with, it's okay. You won't tell on me that I'm throwing some bits in the rubbish, will you? Right, I'm just going to slap that on there. I'm going to throw that page out because it's getting very gluey. Wind up my glue stick a bit. And I love this just overlayering. So generously putting things over top of each other. I find it gives a lovely stability to the paper. And when you cut it, it means that if it's just a little fragment then and it falls off, there's still something underneath. That's the theory anyway. That's my theory and I'm sticking with it. So I've got some scraps of just plain papers here. So I've already used some plain papers. So I'm going to use a bit more. This bright orange. Yep, just throw that down there. And you can tell, like, none of these colours go together. It's just like the typical garden. All the colours in the world thrown together in a colossal mishmash. Is that the word? Mishmash. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Mishmash. I was kind of halfway there. Put that there, why not? So, and there we've taken most of that hard edge away. There's only just a tiny, like, couple of millimeters of it showing. Okay. Bit of scrapbooking paper, I believe. So we've only got the one gap to fill, I think, this bit here, and then we're done. And we can move on to the mixed media side of things. Should be super fun. I haven't done anything truly mixed media for a while. I haven't even been playing in my art journal. Just kind of haven't found the time to do it. I've been actually really busy. And so I'm trying to do more arty spreads in my daily journal, which doesn't always happen because I like doing the arty bits, but I just haven't had the time to do anything in my art journal. It's feeling very unloved. I made a new one, which I think I did on camera. Pretty sure I did it on camera in a video. And I haven't been in it at all. Haven't started it. So, very, very bad. So let's get arty on this. And I think that's it. Can I see any gaps? No, I think she's good as gold. Good to rock and roll. Okay, let's just tidy away what I don't need. So I've still got a decent sized pottle of scraps, but I can see where I've been. So definitely more in there to go. And this is the one that I did last night. Okay, so these are the two. So I'm going to start with this one because this one, the glue's still wet. So I've got some oil pastels here. And I'm going to grab a wet wipe because I mean my fingers are already messy, but I don't really want to get oil pastel all over my fingers. So I thought if I use a wet wipe, just smush it around, my fingers might stay clean. Maybe. Okay, also, I'm just grabbing out my container behind me. Sorry about the squeaky chair, because I didn't think to grab them beforehand. I want my Posca pens, because if we're going mixed media, then we need different types of media, don't we? So I've got a pink, a yellow, a red, and two different sizes of white. So I'll grab those out. Don't think I want the Tombos. No, I don't think I want anything else out of there. So I'll put this back on the shelf. More squeaky chair. There we go. And what else might we want? I might want my Inktense pencils, maybe, not sure, but I'll grab them out just in case. So first off, I think I'm going to go in with, actually looking at this colours, I think I won't go black. I was thinking I'd go black first, but I'm thinking more green. Let's go green and just sort of start laying in some colour that's going to help sort of bring things together. And just, I've never actually tried using a baby wipe with this. It may not work, I don't know. Let's give it a go. It may not give me the desired effect. Let's try a dry one. This is one that's dry, so that might work better. Yes, it does actually work better. It smooshes it out better. I'm just popping it around randomly, just where I feel like it. Oops, that's the wet one. Oops, and I just rubbed up a bit of the paper. Let's fix that on the fly. There we go. No drama. Oh, I keep grabbing the wet one. Now, I like the way it catches the edge of the paper, the torn paper in particular. And this is a good way to disguise any of these hard edges. Like I do have some hard edges in this one. And this is a really good way just to blend those in and make them not so hard. So if you don't have oil pastels, you could use any pastel or crayon. Just cheap children's crayons work just as well for this. I just don't know where I've put my cheap crayons, and I found these while I was looking, so it's like, they'll do. Smushing it around. Can you start to see how it's starting to bring everything together? All this whole mishmash of colours and patterns and designs is starting to just find cohesion, find some commonality between everything. All right, where else do I want it? A bit over here. It's very random in my placement and in how I put it on. Sort of scribble it on, and goes darker and lighter in different places, and that's all part of the fun. I feel like something maybe in here. I'm dragging it so it spreads out nicely, so it goes a lot further than where I've actually put it. You won't get quite the same spread with like a children's crayon, depending on the crayon and its consistency. You might just get it basically staying where you put it and not spreading out like the oil pastel does. But that's fine too. If it doesn't move, it's fine. Just add a bit more or blend it in with something else. That's all good. Right, this is where I used the wet one, so I'm just going to add a little bit more in there. Okay, and a little bit up here, I think. See, that corner seemed quite plain to me. It has got a pattern on the paper, but just seemed a bit boring. Oops, and I'm busy lifting up corners of my paper. I'm obviously being a bit rough. Or I didn't glue it down well enough last night when I was working on this, which is quite possible, probable even. Okay. Right, so I think I'll leave that for that green. I am thinking a bit of blue as well. And then I'll move to the black for some drama, for some contrast. So I'm running it in different directions. And there's different types of paper here too, like there's some wrapping paper here, there's scrapbook paper, there's copy paper, and sort of everything in between. There's some pattern paper, book page. Don't think there's any dictionary page on this one. So you do need to be careful with those sort of lighter, more fragile pages like the dictionary page. Don't rub too aggressively on those ones. Right, coming together. I do like running along the lines on the edge of the paper. Oh, look what's happening to this. This is looking super pretty. I think this will be one that I keep once I'm finished. Isn't that pretty with all the green and blue? Mind you, once I add black, it probably look not so great. I'll probably muddy it up too much, but right, anywhere else? A little bit up here. See, it's basically rubbing off that wrapping paper. It's not really sticking at all. That's okay. It's all experimental. And that's what so much of art is exploring what works, what you like, what you can do, what effect it has. Maybe a bit up here with this green. See if we can get a bit of blending happening. Maybe. I have not worked with oil pastels before, let me just say this. This is a set I was given, and that's why it's all broken and looking dirty and used, because I was given it. And this is the first time I've actually played with them. And apart from, yeah, a little bit messy, I'm enjoying it, and it's fun. I'm liking the effect. And it's a good thing I've got a wet wipe out, because then I can just clean off my fingers. No dramas. All good. Right. Okay. I hope you can see the difference. I know this is different paper, but can you see the difference and how this is starting to just somehow all bring together, not look so bitsy like this one does. I hope you can see that. I can see the difference. Right, I'm just going to take another wee drink. Still feeling hungry, but not too bad. Okay, so I do want to add some black. Do I want to add black now? Yes, I think I do. Just trying to work out which order to do things in. So I think I'll do Posca after I've done this part. And this will just bring in some contrast, bit of oomph if you like. There's a bit of, even a bit of colouring page in here that I coloured a while ago, that I've been slowly using up in different projects. This will probably wipe off the wrapping paper again, but you mind. Oh, is there a gap there? I think there's a gap there. Yep, there's a bit I didn't collage. Well, let's just fill it with the pastel and nobody will know. Trick of the eye. What? No, there's no bit there I didn't collage. What are you talking about? I could have gone ahead and stuck something in there, but honestly, it's such a small little gap. It's not going to matter. Okay. So yeah, this isn't going to be so pretty now with the black. Yeah, no, it doesn't really. I did know it's water resistant, but I thought the wet wipe might have still smeared it quite nicely, but it doesn't. Oil and water do not mix. And move it into that blue pastel at the bottom that I put down. You could even use chalk pastel for this, but you'd probably need to fix it with something afterwards to stop it rubbing off. Right, I think I want some along the edge here. Just to kind of give it that sort of frame-ish look. And a little bit along here as well. Yeah, definitely interesting watching how the oil pastel responds to the different papers. Like copy paper, it really loves, but wrapping paper and painty paper, it just doesn't stick to it, just wipes off basically. So really, really interesting. Okay, I think that's enough of the black, and I've got filthy fingers. Guess that's just part of being all arty. There's a bit of finger staining here and there. Right, so let's make some marks with the Posca pens. So I've got very limited colours, white, red, yellow and pink. What colour do we think we might like? I'm thinking yellow, because there's a little, there's a bit of yellow here, bit of yellow, yellow. If I had a green or a blue, I think that would work really nicely, but I don't. So let's give my pen a shake and think about what sort of marks I might like to make. I'm thinking circles, because there's quite a few circles actually on this already. There's circles here, part of a circle here, more circles here, little dots here. So there's kind of, it's giving me a very circular sort of vibe. So let's go with that. And actually I might start off with that one. And like when I say circles, I'm not talking perfect circles. They are just circular shapes. Go around a couple of these. Oh, I like that. Nice. Let's throw some in somewhere else. And maybe some overlapping ones might be nice. It's interesting drawing on the different, you come up against the edge of a paper and it's like, it doesn't flow smoothly around. Let's do a series of smaller ones over here. Just random. And some over here, and this is a really good way just to fill in those blank spots as well, where there's, you think, oh, there's not much going on there, might need something else. Well, adding a few marks with a pen, any type of pen, you don't need a Posca, you can use a biro even. You could use a paintbrush and some paint, make marks with whatever you like. You could stamp on it. I was thinking about stamping, but I thought, no, I want something different. I do stamping on things quite a bit. And this is going to be cut up, remember, so it doesn't matter, like if you repeat things all over, it's just randomness. Until you're happy. Or until you're like, yeah, I've had fun, now I want to move on. no right or wrong way of doing this. And I don't know what's going to end up where when I cut it up. Right, I think that's good. I think that's good enough on. Do I want any white? I don't think I do, but I might throw in some black. So I've got a Pitt Artist pen. It's a brush tip one. Just in a whatever size that is. It's the only one I've got, I think. Actually, no. I think I've got a thicker one. I just don't know where it is. So I'm feeling asterisks. Let's do some asterisks. I don't know why. I just am. It's not working particularly well on some of the papers. That's okay. They rub off, they rub off. And I'm just dotting them around. It doesn't work very well on that one. I think painty papers, the shiny papers, it's not working that well. And some of the scrapbook papers, it's almost like they've got a coating on and it's not accepting the pen that well. And also on areas where the oil pastel is, of course, it's not accepting the pen as well. And a biro probably would work better on those areas. Maybe. I haven't tried it. It may not. But just things to be aware of how things interact and play together. Okay, what do you think? Do you think that's fun? I think that's fun. Okay. Going to straighten up this edge here. Just while I am looking at it, thinking it's bugging me just a little bit. Hopefully everything's dry while I try and do this. Actually, need to line that up on a line so I know where I'm cutting. Right, I think that's it. Just hope that that's straight. And see now all that edging that I put on is going to be cut off. It's the way it goes. Yep, all that edging. Bye bye. That's okay. Cool. Right, this one should be dry enough now. Let's do the same thing with this one. How are we going for time? Ooh, maybe we won't. Maybe I won't do the mixed media thing on that. Maybe I will cut this up and do the reveal. I'm going to do it upside down. I do need to collage the back though. Oh, that's all right. I can do it after it's cut up. That's fine. I won't put you through that. I can do that. I can do that once it's cut up. Right, so I'm just going to line it up so hopefully everything comes out straight. And let's do a big tag. Or actually no, let's do journal cards first. Trying to work out how big I want them. So let's just go here. And how wide is this? It is just over 19 centimeters. So if we go 10, so one will be 10 and one will be just over 9 centimeters. That's all right, or whatever that is in inches. So there'll be a couple of little journal cards. And then this one, what do I want? I'm thinking a nice big long tag would be nice. But what's that going to leave us with? Is that going to leave us with something usable? Oh, everything's usable, but okay, I'm going to just go for it. So this is going to be a tag. And then what might we like this to be? We could make this a tag as well, sort of more book, what am I trying to say? Bookmark style tag. Yeah, let's go with that. So just 4 things out of it. Just clear off my desk. Right, so let's have a look, see what they turned out like. So this one, this one. Oh, they're fun. I do think they're fun. And this wee journal card, and then this one. I do think I want to round the corners. Oh. It's not. Oh, that's better. Wasn't wanting to punch the corner very well. No, didn't like that one either. I'm going to have to do some scissor trimming where it hasn't punched properly. And I should really wait to do this till I've done the backs, but never mind. This one's punching better. Right, just give these a wee snip so you can see it better. So I think they make super fun, cute little journal cards. All arty. And then our 2 tags, equally as arty and fun. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this and that you might do a project like this and make yourself up some ephemera bases. And then from here, of course, decorate them up further, ink them, do whatever. Okay. Thanks for being with me. Bye.